There we go. So the first question, find the domain. We said the domain from negative 4 to 4. Where's the range? The range from where to where?
Negative 4 to 4.
Yep. The range also goes from negative 4 to 4. From this y value right here to that y value. The domain from this x value to that x value. Now, I drew that wrong, but I'll stay with this one. In the book, actually, they had f going to negative 3. It didn't go all the way to negative 4. I just noticed that. And I think they have f going to 5. So I'll just leave it the way it is on mine. So the range for both happens to be the same. But when you do the homework, look at f and g. They're not really... I missed that part. I turned on the monitor, then I saw that. You know. The next part, they wanted what is f of 2. And you have to look at the picture, f of 2. When x is 2, what's the y value? This is 1, this is 2. We're talking about the f function. The f function is the straight line. So what's f of 2?
0.
No. Right there.
3.
What's that? That looks like a 3. When x is 2, what is the y value? Looks like about a 3. What is g sub negative 3? G sub negative 3. When x is negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. What is g sub negative 3? Based on my picture, that looks like almost a 3, 2. If you draw the picture actually accurate, I'm looking at that picture, it is actually a little bit higher than 3 even. But based on my picture, that's about a 3. It says at question D, at what values of x, f of x equals g sub x? F of x equals g sub x. The only place they equal to each other, they're not just saying the x value, they want the whole thing, is at minus 1. X equals minus 1. That's where they equal to each other, where they cross each other. That's the only time they cross each other. Then they go estimate, because it might not be exactly. Estimate the value of f of, what is it? I just saw that, I missed it. Estimate the solution of f of x equals 2. We're talking about the f function. Estimate where f of x equals to 2. This is f of x equals to 2 right here. That's the 2. That's the only place that crosses that. And based on my picture, that's where?
1.
Looks like a 1. Estimate g sub x equals to 0. Let's look at the picture. Where is g sub x equals to 0? It looks to me approximately where? At negative 1, at what? 1, and at 2. 3 spots. G sub x equal to 0. If they ask you for the smallest value, that's what they ask, and not all 3 spots here. What is the smallest value? Negative 1, yep.
What would be the equation of the g?
Actually, ask for all 3 of them here. They don't ask for that here, but if you want to find the equation for g, since you have 3 roots here, you work the problem backward. This is just added to the question because I don't think that's part of it. But here we go. One of the solution x equals minus 1. The other one x equals to 1, and the other one x equals to 2. Right? That's where it's equal to 0. Bring the minus 1 here. What do you have? X plus 1 is equal to 0. Bring the 1 here. X minus 1 is equal to 0. Bring the 2 here. X minus 2 is equal to 0. What is g sub x? X plus 1 times x minus 2, minus 1, I'll put that, times x minus 2. Remember how you work the problem backward? If I gave you this, it says find the roots, find where it's 0. What do? You set it equal to 0. You set each one of them equal to 0, then you solve them. So we're doing the reverse here. So now if you multiply that, if you factor these two, that's what? X squared minus 1 times x minus 2 and that will make it x cubed minus 2x squared minus the x plus the 2. And that's how you get that function. That was number 1. Has a lot of parts to it. Hopefully number 4 is shorter. Yep, it looks like 3 steps. Here. This is number 4. We have f of x, and again, I'm noticing the 9 is red here. That means your number is going to be different than the person next to you. The 9 is in red. That's the only one. That's going to be a different number. And they want us to find f of 0, b, f of negative pi over 4, and c, f of pi over 3. Replace x with 0. What are you going to have? 9 times cosine. What's 2 times 0? 0. Go to your unit circle. In case you forgot it, hopefully you printed one from Google. If you don't have one, go to Google, write unit circle, and you'll see a stack of them. Have one handy. Makes life easy. Cosine of 0. This is the 0. What's the cosine of 0? Is it 1? Cosine is the first number. It's 1. So that'll be 9 times 1, which is 9. Next one. 9 cosine. What is 2 times negative? Well, first the negative. What's 2 times pi divided by 4? Is that pi over 2? Pi over 2 is 90 degrees, or negative 90. So you come down this way, and that's negative pi over 2. What is the cosine of that? 0. You can use your calculator for that too. 2 times 0, which is 0.
Why are you using pi over 2 then?
Because you're going to multiply it by 2. 2 times pi over 2. The next one, 9 cosine. That's 2 pi over 3. So I got to find 2 pi over 3. And I want the cosine of that. This is the 2 pi over 3. The cosine of that is what? Negative 1/2. You see it? So 9 times negative 1/2. And they probably leave as a fraction 9 over 2, or 4.5. And the last one that you say you have questions on is number 6. Good, I see a lot of red numbers there. That means even if I do them, you still got to do them. And the question, what is f of x minus f of 18 over x minus 18? Well, I know what f of x is. I'm leaving a space here. So that's going to be, that's the bottom. F of x, we know what that is. I need to subtract from it f of 18. How do you find f of 18? That's where I left the space here. What is f of 18? Go to this one, replace x with what? 18. 18 minus 2 is what, 16? What's the square root of 16? That's a 1. And they probably won't leave the answer like this. LCD is what? Square root of x minus 2. So if we multiply by the square root of x minus 2, what are you going to have? You're going to have 4 minus the square root of x minus 2 divided by what? X minus 18 times the square root of x minus 2. A couple of my students from the past took the class with me, the calculus. They were high school kids. I call everyone as a kid, so don't take it if I said my kids when I'm talking about you. Don't be insulted. That doesn't mean, like, to me, like my kids the same age as you, 23. But they sent me a couple of thank you notes. They said, my SAT score jumped by about 100 points. And it's nothing because of the calculus. It's none of the calculus on the SAT. But the algebra that we do here, because the software requires certain format, it really keeps taking you back to refresh your memory. What do you do when you have a square root in the bottom?
Rationalize.
Rationalize it. So some of you want to leave it like this. They won't let you leave it like this. So how do you rationalize this? You're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of x minus 2. So your algebra skill is going to be 10 times better by the time we finish this class. So the bottom will be x minus 18 times what? X minus 2. And the top, if you multiply, that'll be 4 times x minus 2 minus what? X minus 2. And you can leave it like this, or you can distribute that sign. And I don't know where they want to stop with it. Me, I'll probably go that far with it.